We have to be able to tell our own stories. Directors, filmmakers, entertainers, it's going to be your job to redefine how people think about Africa.
Funk is influenced a lot by jazz, and jazz is influenced by African music.
I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land.
The Pan-African Party. This is an Avocado Media presentation.
Today, it's not unlike any other day, and I've got with me the definition of an MC, right? Somebody who hosts a platform for hip-hop, and also somebody who just like speaks life into music via the microphone, and that's literally MC. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you doing? It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah, man. So,
I've been seeing what you've been getting up to.
yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out. It's very cryptic, very enigmatic, but it's speaking to all things creative, man.
I love it. I love it.
And I commend you for it. Let's keep going. Let's show things that people have never heard or seen before. You know.
Thank you, man. It's like building new genres. And speaking of genres, You is first-person psychological thriller, right? That means it puts the person who is viewing or listening to it in the position of the character.
In the front seat.
Yeah, so this means that every episode is going to be different per person because it's based on your imagination, so
and
to speak.
interpretation.
Yeah. So today, my concern is with your particular interpretation of the episode Tuesday.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, what's your first feel? Like, what's the first thing you wanted to say? Like, before we cut the mics on, you had just finished listening to the episode. What was the first thing you wanted to say?
First and foremost, I feel like just the ability to evoke emotion through audio and sound effects is what overtook me straight away. I instantly felt a feeling of imminent danger.
From the dude.
I felt unsafe. I was about to run out of the room, but it gripped me. Just the fabric of everything going on, I didn't feel safe, and it felt scary. That was the first initial emotion, but I couldn't connect with why.
Yeah.
Because the story's ending and beginning are completely different. It almost starts off like a standard thought you'd randomly have on a Tuesday. Oh man, this feels like Monday. But just the general descent into something scary was very fast.
Yeah, that's how it's designed. Speaking of days, right? Do you have a least favorite day? Like you're in the 9 to 5 circles.
In the
Do you
9 to
have
5
a
circles.
least favorite day?
It used to be my favorite day. Now it's my worst day. It's Wednesday. Because you're not here, you're not there. You're still just like in the thick of things, and you're not sure what to look out to. It gets better after the Wednesday.
When I was in the 9 to 5, mine was Tuesday.
What was on Tuesday?
It was just like so if it was a bad week you were having, like your Monday was bad, it was like, yo man, I gotta be in this office and see these people for another 4 days. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's no the light at the end of the tunnel is like
It's
furthest.
not yet there. It's not yet
You
there.
know, because you can forgive Monday. You even come into Monday with like some energy of the weekend.
Expectation of it not being
or
the
just
best
like
day.
some threshold for bullshit.
Tolerance.
You know what I mean? You come in with some tolerance because you may have had a great weekend, you may have kicked it, and you're like, you know what? It's Monday. so and so usually is a prick to me. Today it's cool. I won't bash their head into the water cooler. Like I've been planning to do for the last 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
And then Tuesday is like,
Yeah, Tuesday is where I realized, like, yo, I really have to murder all the people in this office. You know what I mean? Like, now I gotta go into the whole effort of doing this because they're like unbearable.
You know, it's funny. A week is looked at like this monster, and like Tuesday, Wednesday, the monster gets like less and less powerful as you get to the weekend, and finally on the Friday you feel like you've slayed the dragon or something.
I mean, the second worst one is Thursday, right? Because it's
tease,
like,
huh?
why? What are you doing?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Restraint.
Just bring what I wanted. It's like you go to a bar and like, can I have a bottle? And the guy just keeps bringing you these shots of lager. You know what I mean? Shots of lager.
We'll get you drunk, but you have to wait a little
Next
bit.
week,
Yeah.
you'll be drunk. So yeah, with regards to you, you know, bringing us back to the podcast. One thing that during the writing of this, I noticed the character of the man with you, the man in the lift.
Yeah, old man.
Yeah, for me, what he is a representation of everybody you don't look at twice as you go through your life. You know what I mean? The guy at the traffic lights, like everybody who you just don't look at twice, right? I think about them a lot.
The dude spraying your hand with sanitizer before you enter the store.
Everybody, like all those people, because they're also like, they've got their own lives and they live, you know what I mean? They live their lives. People are either dependent on them, they're dependent on people, they affect other people's lives.
It's a whole system.
Yeah, but to you, it's just like 2 seconds in your day. He could be the guy who stands in front of your lift. He could be the, you know what I mean? The guy who, like you said, pumps your gas. He could be the guy who, whatever. How do you ever give a thought to those people? Like, what do you think?
I think for me, and I think probably you have this trait as well, but the amount of thoughtfulness you have won't allow you to overlook those people. So, and I've seen it with you when I've moved around with you, whether it's that random person that maybe wants a picture or just wants to say hi quickly, or the dude spraying sanitizer, you'll be like, oh, thanks. To you, what seems like a normal gesture based on like humanity or patriotism or anything tied to like respect for another human being, something that's pretty important to you. I have that as well. So when you hear this story unfold in the manner where the random person or the nobody has been pushed to a corner where they have no choice but to recognize you because of a particular position or status, they're forced to recognize you, but you don't reciprocate any of the recognition that you're given. And you've pushed that person to the extreme because all they wanted to do was have a moment's time or a bit of attention or a bit of priority.
Yeah.
And it's opened my eyes to saying there's so many people who are probably feeling like this. They might not be sociopaths. Or they might not be cold-blooded killers, but we all just want to be acknowledged. And it can do different things to you, you know?
Yeah,
the lack of it or the surplus of it.
This story is like a convoluted version of I met one of my close friends. He's now a close friend, but back when I met him was in Kitwe. I had a performance while I was wearing my other hat. I had a performance, and after the performance I was tired, so I went backstage and I was smoking a cigarette and just like cooling off. You know what I mean? But I think something was actually going down in my personal life. I think like I was having a fight with my girl or some shit on that day. So I was in a more broody mood than I would usually be, you know? So I was perched backstage smoking my cigarette, and this dude showed up and he was like, yo man, super fan, what? Like he had watched the entire show and he came looking for me. And I was so dismissive to him, right? Little did I know, I mean, you can never know, right? Years in the future, like 2-3 years in the future, I'm sitting down with another guy, an acquaintance of mine in the art circles, and this guy is his housemate.
Wow.
And it's like, yo, you know how I met you? You know what I mean? Like, I came to blah, blah, blah. I was at that, the Rokana Beer Fest. and you were just so cold, right? So it's not always from a place of like that could end up
not
badly. I was lucky I got to meet the dude, and like he's a cool guy. Like now I'm like a super fan of him. Just as a friend. Like he's one of those cool friends, you know? So it's that little balance as well, you know.
And only when you hear it do you get taken back to that moment, and it might have not even been intentional.
No.
But you see, in this story, there's huge repercussions to it, because not only does someone not recognize you, you take it a step further and you don't recognize someone that means the world to them.
Yeah.
That leads to that person doing something.
Yeah.
There was too much collateral damage which went wrong.
I wanna before we close out, I wanna point your attention to while you were in the lift, something happened, right? Before the man, when you started sweating, something happened. There was a little disturbance that happened. What did that interpret as in your mind?
Man, I feel like before the man sent them both to their death, there was some kind of interaction. I can't fully put my fingers on it, but it would make sense for that guy to
Okay, I see. Cheers. In closing, I just want to say, as I ask everybody who comes on the show, if you could send a message to the world, just one message, whatever it is. And this is your opportunity to do so. This is the bottom.
Yeah, definitely.
Message.
I think let's tap into some of the hidden story behind something like this. Like, take that extra second to notice someone you might not notice regularly. Take that extra second to be nice or be kind. We're all going through crazy stuff, but you just don't know what your difference made in a moment or in an interaction can lead to, on the positive or the negative side. So just take a moment to think about it a little bit more. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing can end up making other people do. You know, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Be aware of the ramifications of your actions.
Basically.
You know.
Basically.
Because it's like no man is an island. We can act like our actions only impact us, but we don't exist alone in here. It's like, you know, a flutter of wings on one side of the earth could cause a hurricane on the other side of the earth. So whether deliberately or not, you're still affecting the people around you, you know. So yeah,
and everyone's got a limit, right?
Yeah, and everybody snaps. Everybody snaps. Famous a friend of mine once said, "You can snap now or snap later. Choice is yours."
But it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, you're gonna break. Yo, MC, thanks for coming through, bro.
Nah, a pleasure, man. Keep doing this. This is beautiful. This is unique. This is different, man.
Cheers, man. I hope you keep up with the show. This is Breaking You Down. My name is Victor Muligisa. I'm the voice actor for season 1, and hope to catch you next week. Peace and love and all that.
Explore the world of psychological thriller within you. From the makers of the Pan-African Party comes a gripping, chilling journey. Coming soon to the Avocado Media Network. Subscribe on YouTube.